How would you encourage a man whose marriage fell apart due to his sexual addiction?
Hey, yeah, I'm sorry your marriage fell apart. And, we've got to learn from our mistakes. We all have to learn from our mistakes. And, we've got to assess what was my part in the breakdown of this marriage. And, if we're blaming our spouse or blaming her or blaming, whatever, you're never going to get better. And the goal is to get better. The goal is someday I want you to have an incredible marriage because you've done the hard work and you've owned it. Like, I ruined my marriage with my sexual addiction. And sexual addiction does ruin marriages. We've got enough information now from PET scans that when a man comes home and says to his wife, hey, I've been cheating on you, or hey, I've been looking at porn all the time and acting out sexually, we know that traumatizes her brain. In that moment, her brain, if we were to hook her up to a PET scan, her brain would have the same profile as a trauma victim, as a rape victim. So, sexual addictions are really hard on wives. Or vice versa. I mean, let's not pretend there aren't female sexual addicts. There are. And we've just got to know that that's really hard on your spouse. It's hard on your children. Because when you're actively involved in a sexual addiction, you are not present with your family. You're organizing your life around the next time you can have sex or act out sexually. And so you're seeking your next high. Sexual addiction is a real addiction. Now, I know some may argue with that, but I'm telling you, I've worked with enough people to know it's a real addiction. So I think the first step is a cry for help. I am out of control, and I cannot fix this on my own. And I need to hit bottom. Hitting bottom, my dear friend, is a gift. It is a freaking gift. It is the best gift. And we all have to hit bottom. I had to hit bottom. I did not have an addiction, but maybe I did. Maybe I was addicted to the idea that I could beat my childhood trauma, that I could run far enough away from it and fast enough away from it that I was never going to have to deal with it. And maybe I was addicted to that. I don't know. And so the day where I finally had to admit of, oh my gosh, I cannot outrun this any further, that was one of the hardest days of my life and the greatest day of my life, because I truly hit bottom. And so, my friends, if you're dealing with something and you've tried to outrun it, you've tried to outsmart it, you've tried to deny it and say, I'm better, I'm fine, I'm great, and you're really not. You may have stopped looking at porn, but you're replaying porn all the time. You've put enough in that it's created such a powerful pathway in your brain that you got it reeling all the time. Hit bottom, admit you need help, admit you're out of control, admit you're powerless. Take radical ownership. Let your conscience work on you. You screwed up your marriage. You ruined your marriage. Own it. And then, and then stop beating up on yourself and get the help you deserve. Thankfully nowadays, there's lots of sexual addiction programs. You can go find a sexual addiction group, anonymous, SAA, for free. There's free resources. There's free help. Honestly, we don't really have excuses for not getting the help we need anymore. So go get it. And make your next marriage, if you have a next one, a great one.